Hello, and welcome, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, fellow Earth sign that I am, of Virgo, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. 25 years in service at the time of this timeless recording, author of Words of Grace. From a professional witch, it's broken down into chakra chapters. There is a Kindle version available, and you can click the link in the description box and see the table of contents, the different graces that go with the different chakras. It's lovely. And I really, really, really love that book, but that's not the original version. The original version had to be pared down so much to make it over on Kindle, and that's over on patreon.com/drawing the circle. Best career move I have ever made. Some of my subscribers have access to the original version of Words of Grace and chakra chapters and all of that. But all of my subscribers, regardless of level of subscription, get 3 benefits. In common, they get a daily check-in with me pretty much every single morning, an unlisted YouTube live stream link where they can chat with me about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something to send us on our way, and it's the wisest way for me to start my day considering what I do for a living. Really, it's good. Cup of coffee on the couch, lovely. They also get all the extended readings, all the part 2s to the part 1s. There isn't one for this one, but the ones that I have done, and there are a lot of them, are all relationship, soul contract based. They're all timeless. So they have access to all of them, past, present, and future, as long as they remain subscribers, as well as my subscribers get that third benefit, an extensive discount on private sessions with me, spiritual counselings and readings. We'll talk about it at the end of the vid, but I just wanted to say I love it so very, 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 very much, my Patreon platform. So we have 2 7-day free trials available, Seeker and Human, the 2 first tiers. So if you want to check us out for a week, you're more than welcome to do so. And come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons, and you can just call Mal. And I love the new music. Thank you, Janet Grace Alvarado. This one's a lot of fun for work, career, vocation. I listened to it, so I got the vibe in my spine, as it were. So let's get down to the work, career, vocation business at hand. We'll do some explanation for the new Tauruses and cross watchers, and then we'll jump into divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you've heard it before. If you are new to this channel and my work, a work, career, vocation is really a 3-level of power reading. What we're doing is taking something big, life purpose, and breaking it down into 3 levels of power. Eau de toilette, cologne, perfume, right? 3 levels of the same thing. There is a link in the description box to a video by Carolyn Mace. That's MYSS. She is a PhD talking about the 3 levels of power. These are her archetype cards, and the chakra system I use is from her book, Anatomy of the Spirit. So she's had a bit of an influence on my work, career, vocation, and just overall life moving forward. So we're going to do this in 10 cards. We're going to get 3 archetype cards, work, career, vocation. We're going to get 3, that's the 8th chakra, right? We'll talk about it. 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot for each level. That's the heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra stuff, the internal, feminine energy, the masculine, yang dynamic, relationships in the physical world. We'll use 3 Mythic Tarot, outside in, looking at yourself, inside out, looking at people, places, and things. Then we will get a whisper of Lord Ganesha to help remove the obstacles, work, career, vocation. Also, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles makes sense for this type of reading. And we will end with a healing mantra card. And cross-watchers, these are good cross-watcher readings, particularly if you're having trouble in the office, so to speak, however that plays out, the relational dynamics. But they are general reads. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. And just recently someone asked me online, well, How do I know which one, is the most important? How do I interpret it? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. My Virgo sun almost always talks about my career. Just does. It's the president part of Drawing the Circle Productions. My Pisces moon almost always talks about, if not relationships, then my mystical spiritual, Pisces moon. My Leo rising doesn't matter because it's fabulous, whatever it is. My Leo rising, because I'm Leo rising, of course. And for my Venus and Libra, usually about relationships, but in any form, not always so romantic. So you take this as it comes to you, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I guess that's pretty much it, except to say that I will help anybody do the alchemical work, the removing of the 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table, which is what the language of spiritual alchemy is primarily about. It's a very basic way to enter into it. So if you're in a leaded situation, you have some choices and some opportunities to release, let go, transform, alchemize to a more golden life, a happier, healthier, wealthier life, moment by moment by moment by moment as you go. And that's what these reads are for, because as one of us does it a little bit, all of us do it a little bit. Because there's only one of us incarnate, really. Yeah, I know. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I will do my best to help anybody live a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life, because that just makes this world a better planet, don't you find? So the shift from that explanation, which I'm glad to do for the new people, to the divination, which I was born to do, highly contracted to do in this life, well, that shift happens in the still point. So earth signs usually have a skill at finding the still point, give or take. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's go. Still point. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers watching this video drawn to this reading, please, beloved ones, what are the dominant archetypes in the 8th chakra? For the Taurus collective and the crosswatchers in their life purpose and work, career, vocation. First, their work. First level of power. Physical level of power, literal level of power, work, how they survive in the world, survival intuition, lower 3 chakra dominant. Second level of power, career, heart, third eye, crown dominant, creative intuition, their hunger, their passion, their thirst in their career, and their vocation, 8th chakra dominant, their spiritual power, their mystical power, their vocation, their calling, their mission, if they want to play it that way, in this timeless chakra read. Now we lay them down 1, 2, 3. I read them 3, 2, 1. As the more cards hit the table, that makes more sense. These are... Ooh, okay. Here we go. We've got the guide, witch, bully. Now, when the witch hits the table, I can talk about this a little bit more personally, though I have no planets in Taurus. The guide is a wisdom / divine family archetype. Some archetypes can have a foot in 2. The witch, the same, because there's mystical, spiritual witches as well as there are the wisdom family, right? So it could be either of those. The root of the word witch means wise, right? Like being witty. And the bully archetype in the physical world. This should be very, very interesting. An action family archetype. Let's get into this. Written on these cards is a shadow attribute and a light attribute. The shadow is what I call the lead, the light, the gold. 3 symbolic atoms in between those that cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, healed, surrendered. You kind of get the vibe here doing the alchemy. So let's talk talk about the guide. Now, I have a very strong guide archetype in my alchemical makeup, if you will. You can have it reason, season, or a lifetime. I actually don't have it lifetime, but it certainly happens for a reason every day. So it's an interesting interplay. Sacred Contracts, Carolyn Mace, brilliant work. The shadow attribute places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. When I talk about the private sessions at the end of this, you'll hear me say it. I've never turned anybody away because of lack of funds. It would eviscerate me. I couldn't do it. I won't do it. So the light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself is that is the unity, that we're all one at core. Yeah, even those people that drive you up a wall across the ceiling down the other side, they're part of it too, right? So to find your way through it, but this is a spiritual power, so I'm going to place that in the divine family. Just saying. Now, in your career, second level of power, the dominant archetype here is the witch. Now, good witch, bad witch, sandwich, right? You do you. I mean, we think we all know that Glenda wasn't so very good, and Elphaba wasn't all that wicked, really. It all comes out in the wash, but it's certainly about how you use your, in this case, I would say, wisdom. Not so much the what, but the why. Archetypes are all about why, right? It's like, oh, the action on the outside may be similar, but the motivations behind them, what drives them, is it lead or gold, fear or love, right? So as a professional witch myself, I'm going to say that there are times where I am so very, very tempted to take someone's business card and stick it in the pretty litter, so to speak. It's an old technique. It's time honored. It's been passed down from generation to generation, apparently, in my lineage of witchcraft. So, you know, that's not great. And I do have boundaries. Look at me. Solar plexus crossed with both arms. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's when I know I need to do the shadow work. I need to pull back because that's not who I want to be. It's easy enough. Really easy to destroy. So hard to create. So using your wisdom here, and you don't have to identify as a witch, because, you know, people use it as a pejorative, right? So, tricky. Now, again, reason, season, or a lifetime, you might be dealing with somebody who's a witch. And maybe not so very literal. I mean, literally, I have a pentacle tattooed on my arm, dyed in the wall. So, yeah, no, burn me at the stake if you like. I'm not going back on that, or being gay, by the way. Sorry, that's baked in. You're going to have to burn me to get rid of it at all. So certainly, you know, but what's funny with the guide and the witch, you do sort of have, like Linda, which wasn't that much of a guide. I mean, you gotta say, a real witch would say, click and go, day one, bye. I got other things. Somebody dropped a fucking house on somebody. Let me go deal with that before your footwear. The bully, then it does make sense. Now, the shadow attribute of the bully, we've all dealt with bullies, conceals deep fear behind verbal or physical abuse. So if you know that going in, like if someone's a bully, it doesn't mean you have to put up with it. I cast this circle roundabout. My safety is now beyond doubt. Right in this ring. Oh, it is the middle finger, isn't it? I didn't mean that. It was just the finger I'm wearing it on. So, you know, if you know that, they're terrified. They're terrified and they're overcompensating in the most toxic way possible, and we've all done it. Particularly once we look at the light, highlights your tendency to intimidate others. As a witch? Are you kidding? You gotta have the boffo, man. You just gotta let them know in advance. You don't have to say a word. The pointy hat never comes off. It's always there. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you, however, is a whole other gig, particularly in the workspace, right? And if not a literal workspace, then, you know, the financial aspects of the industry that you're in or anything like that. Because, you know, all it takes is one news report to, like, shift your day. So interesting combo here. So we're looking at a guide witch bully. Now remember, you could be dealing with a bully, or maybe you're bullying. People say I intimidate them. I mean, I guess, but a total fucking goofball. Who knows what the fuck he's doing? Let's keep going. Okay. All right. Daughters of the Moon. We'll get 3 of these face down for the next 4 chakras down, though this card is really going to highlight your career, your second level of power, just like these archetypes are really talking about your 8th chakra, right? Your spiritual power, the through line through all of them. So holographically, it's a cool read that way. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. My goddess, please override. As I call upon my beloved goddesses of earth, the sign of Taurus, powers of the north. Please, beloved goddesses of fixed earth, 3 cards face down for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading. What's going on in their work? Bully in the 8th chakra, heart, throat, third eye, crown. In their career, they've got the witch. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. And in their vocation, the guide, a really good placement for that. So I would think particularly heart, throat, third eye, crown would be of import there for this timeless chakra read. Well. Okay, we'll work our way from the 8th chakra down. The guide with the Hanged Man in this deck called Reversal, a voluntary surrender, sometimes a sacrifice. Sometimes we have to sacrifice the way we see things. I always go back to the traditional image of the All-Father Odin on the world tree Yggdrasil, plucked out an eye, gave it to the Norns for the runes and other cash and prizes. And what I love about the artwork in this deck is obviously she is voluntarily a lady, a woman, hanging over a tree branch, hanging on from a tree branch over a river. And though her face above water might seem a little like, the reflection in the water is smiling and bright. So this is often a lightening of our load, spiritually speaking. And certainly the way I read, when it's a major arcana card and a chakra read where it's one zone, this is all 4 in my experience. I would say that there is a surrender. It's becoming a clear channel, the hollow bone, like whatever you want to call it, for the divine, for the guidance to come through you there. So representing the nature of the divine in life and in and of itself. Well, nothing like a bully to then go to the divine and say, well, how is that all part of it? And they're like, all right, we'll surrender and we'll show you. Well, and that would make sense because here we have got, for the witch in your career, the 9 of blades, the 9 of swords, overthinky. I will say this, though, we're looking at a third eye thing here. So in terms of a wisdom family archetype, rather than the divine, I'm making some choices here. You feel these out for yourself. But particularly this would be the third eye zone. Then this can very much be a third eye card here. Now the key word written on here is criticism, but that's not always about being naggy, right? To be critical, it means detail, like critical detail, critical care, critical math, critical writing, right? There's so many different ways. So it's gone critical, right? There is something here that there is a deeper, finer point that is being learned here in terms of, I would say, it could be your throat chakra too. Well, that's the difference. Like if you're really, really, really overthinking here, then what comes out here, right? So that could be that. But it also could be a time of integration because 9s are lovely usually. I know, Rider-Waite Tarot, right, with the swords. Well, I don't know, don't sleep with all that cutlery over your head. Maybe you'll sleep better. This could absolutely be a deep dive, a deep focus, the critical focus on something. Here, that is about wisdom and is about, what is this feeling? What is this feeling so sudden and new? What is this for the witch? This feeling of like, I'm going to get this time. Like, I'm going to do this time, right? It's like, that's it. I am going to learn what I need to learn here. I'm going to get to the 10 and then I'm done with this cycle. Just a feeling. Little heart chakra, like courage. It's not a bad feeling. Determination. Focus. The bully has your other major arcana cards so far. The high priestess is the goddess Isis. Soft of eye and light of touch. Speak ye little, listen much. Oh, absolutely. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Find the balance between justice and mercy. If you look at the Rider-Waite based tarot of the High Priestess, in between a right? A light and dark, severity and mercy, right? Very Kabbalistic. And I think this probably really is because of this Knight of Blades. This might be the help you confronting the inner fears that bully you, because nobody does it like ourselves, right? It's like people can say whatever they want, but then, you know, you change the channel or you walk away from the conversation. It's what then goes on in our minds, right? And I'm a Virgo. I can overthink like the best of them. Oh, if only there was an Olympic medal for that. I would have made gold, platinum, just at my touch. So I will say, the High Priestess is about being a channel, right? What is a priest or a priestess if not a channel, right? Very much, by the way, come to think of it, what might be lining up here in your vocation, to stand your ground as a pillar of light, a pillar of truth, a pillar of love. Circle cast, a little something going on in the jewelry field there. Absolutely, it could be very, very powerful stance, and I could see a witch saying, oh yeah, you're going to bully me, well I'm going to draw down, and you're not going to know it because we're going to be standing in an office or whatever, you know, little, you know, pick your magical trigger, Piper Halliwell, freeze them, blow them up. So this is an interesting read. I like it though, but also I have to say, if you're out of the broom closet, you probably bully the hell out of people they don't know, or you don't know, right? It's like, I know, I live in a condo village. I'm sure you're fucking terrified of me, but I am the nicest, sweetest person. Just don't touch my plants. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Mythic Tarot, lower 3 chakras, masculine energy, yang, looking at yourself from the outside, or you look from the inside out at people, places, and things, and maybe even who you are in the world, that solar plexus thing. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My God's override. There you are. As I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Taurus, and the powers of the north, please, beloved ones of fixed earth, 3 cards face down, lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out, relationships in the physical world, the masculine, the yang dynamic, for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Crosswatchers watching this video, receiving this reading, their work, career, vocation. In their work, they got the Bully in the 8th, but High Priestess on the inner. I mean, that's pretty much all 4 chakras in alignment, and considering the guide with the Hanged Man there, that makes sense. So what's going on lower 3 chakras? We're doing these face down. In their career, the Witch with criticism, which, you know, a critical witch is a lot. But the overthinky part I could kind of get is going on here, but also that determination to just like really, you know, we're gonna do this. We're gonna learn. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get the detail. What is that missing piece of the puzzle? So lower 3 chakras on that. Guide archetype in their vocation, reversal, seeing it differently. Surrender, Dorothy. Well, there's definitely an Oz vibe in this timeless work, career, vocation read. Lovely, lovely. Second time in a row. Aries just got that. Let's work our way down. Guys do that a lot, and you see me shuffle the cards, right? I got my eyes closed. The guide with Hanged Man, Apollo, the god of the sun card on the outer. This is your leverage. I would say, if ever, because if this is you from the outside looking in, you're radiant. You're standing in your truth. You're standing in your authenticity. You are bringing into the physical world this stance of that, right? The nature of the divine within life and in yourself. It's there. It's visible. Now, how we experience that in people can be a little intimidating, right? I mean, as much as Sandra Bullock is wonderful, I find her gentleness and compassion and servitude, she's so pure. I mean, and then we would, like, you know, have lunch, it would be fine, right? You know what I mean? Like, there are certain people I love dearly, I just never want to meet. Bette Midler saved my life. She doesn't know that. She saved my life. What did I say to her? No, I don't fangirl. But certainly you can see that kind of star power, even though it's the sun. This is you shining your light at full capacity. That divinity flowing through you as a result of you saying, okay, surrender. Surrender, Dorothy. This is lovely too. You got the witch archetype in your career. And again, this 9 of blades, but with Aphrodite, sweet and flighty, hanging out at the beach in her see-through nightie, offering the Ace of Cups. That's interesting. A message of love, a seed of love. This could be a new intuitive hit. That's like, ooh, I love that, right? Creatively, so to speak, could it be an offer of love? Sure, but in your career as a witch, this could also be you offering that. You're really getting to the heart of the matter of this, right? Really getting after some thinking. And sometimes, yes, the Ace of Cups is about giving that cup to ourselves, right? Absolutely. Here's what I know for sure. I learned this from Matt Kahn. When I get into that overthinking place, it's an alarm that my heart isn't open. So this might be that clue, that tip, that hint that says, all right, witch, you're plotting, you're scheming, you're spinning in circles, and unless you're casting Jessel or Widdershins deliberately, you might want to think about what you're doing and bring the emotion into this. Now, this is lower 3 chakras, so this could be in your career in the physical world, offering that cup of love to yourself, that opportunity, that seed to open the heart a little bit. Given or received, or given to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Again, general reads. Now, here's the thing. Aries got this same card. They did not have the bully with the priestess in their work, but they had 5 of Pentacles. You guys do this a lot. I guess it's the horn thing underneath the first 2 signs of the zodiac, which makes my Virgo self a little suspicious that I'm not shuffling them enough, and I even clear them in between reads. So, look, 5 of Pentacles. We know 5 of Pentacles. And, I don't usually go with keywords, but this could very much be a situation where someone is feeling left out. It's not so much the 8 of Cups, that walking away thing, but that feeling of, I can't go in there. I can't go in there. I can't go in there. Now, if this is you from the outside in, absolutely, this could be you saying, all right, I'm locked out. Watch what I do now. Right? Let me get into alignment here. Let me surrender, because remember, you got this solar power in your vocation that as you align that, it's automatically going to start shining through the sun, the Ace of Cups, into this 5 of Pentacles, bringing it to the 6, more of a fair and balanced arrangement, and then the 7, the procession of the minor arcana, Ace through 10. There's no major arcana, there's no court cards here. So in terms of other people here, this could be all within yourself as well. Again, going back to those thoughts you bully yourself with, because we all do, and maybe dealing with that as a witch because of an adverse situation, a shake-up. 5s are numbers of change, but that's physical, literal world level of power with lower 3 chakras, physical world. That could be a shake-up in your work, a change in the industry, but a change. It's a minor arcana. It's not major. It's not the death card, is what I'm saying. So I will say, I would keep your gap shut. Right? Keep it secret. Keep it safe, no matter what. And if you are bullied by somebody here, there's the leverage that you have here spiritually, and then to put that wisdom to work creatively. With the Ace of Cups, maybe an offer of like, hey, can we talk? Like, there. Just go nonverbal. People love it when you do that. Okay, the chakras are on the track. Let's get that Lord Ganesha to remove some obstacles there, and then a healing mantra card. Lord Ganesha, God of success and prosperity. And don't kid yourself, I've been doing these readings for clients for decades since I learned about Work-Career-Vocation, 3 levels of power. This is about money. This is about being the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest version of yourself. And I just don't mean like wise in laughter, or rich, wealthy, and friends. I mean that too, sure. But Ganesha understands, and you can't get more earth sign than elephant, right? Please take a nice deep breath, unless it's the 5th elephant. Commander vibes. Still point. Oh, Ganesh. Override. as I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesha, God of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, please. One card in clarity, my beloved Ganesha, for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers who are watching this video drawn to this reading. What is your guidance, your grace, your wisdom, your power, your love, your oracle message to help them alchemize the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, the toxic to healthy, the fear to love, helping them be the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest versions they can be in their life purpose in this work, career, vocation read. Decision. It's the mace, not the herb or the spray, the weapon. Well, the spray, obviously. No more defensive, one would think. Card number 31. Now that does definitely speak of throat chakra for me. Choices, decisions, spit, swallow, or chew, as I like to say. So here we go. It's time to consider some options. This is good. Card number 31, decision. Consider all your options to make an informed choice. What exactly do you want in this situation? Are you satisfied with the way things are moving in your life? Ganesh is guiding you to know that your desires are within your sight. That's very good to know. Odds are in your favor. The decision that is before you is either sticking with what you know or breaking out and trying something new. I'm going to say that addresses that Five of Pentacles pretty clearly. This is time for veering out into a new adventure or making a decision that deviates from your typical trend or habit. Ganesha will gift you with a greater understanding of who you are and what you are capable of creating. Zero in on a goal. Take the step to make the selection. You have worked hard and really evolved through your life lessons. Get ready for a change. And that could be that Five of Pentacles as well. In Daughters of the Moon, Five of Pentacles called Earthquake. All right? So, things, a very, very quick change. Discover new activities that take you away. What? Oh, discover new activities that take you away from your routine. As you move through your day-to-day schedule in new ways, you create new thoughts. When Ganesha is holding the mace called Gada, G-A-D-A, he is challenging you to be more decisive. Once you start being more strong-minded, you will create the opportunity to reflect on your longer-term goals and desires. You'll then be in a better position to plan ahead and ensure you achieve those goals. You benefit now from a newfound sense of confidence and are ready for a major change. You might consider travel to exotic places, further education, or a major career change at this point. I think that's what this is. Particularly if you're dealing with like a bullying industry or someone in that industry, right? It's ridiculous. Learn your lesson so you don't repeat it and then change, right? This will expand your learning and development and grow your horizons beyond your immediate environment. With careful planning and a moderated approach, you will set yourself up for success now and moving towards the future. That makes a lot of sense because this is what puts the power back into you. Yes, do our thoughts bully us? Yeah, but that's up here. Third chakra is choice. Choices and decisions. Now, I say this every time. I learned this from Carolyn Mace. All choices have consequences. Breathe out choice, breathe in consequence. I love that. That's genius. But a decision is life-changing. So the difference between having a cup of coffee, which is a choice, and letting go of everything and raising coffee beans, right? Or, that's a life-changing decision. And sometimes a choice can be a hidden decision. I will give you that. And sometimes what we think is this grandiose choice, grandiose decision is just a choice. It's how it goes. Location, location, location. We often catch it in hindsight. So, the decision is yours. And I would say, considering the two major arcana cards for the heart, third eye, crown, internal stuff there, surrender and silence. There. Done. Next. Let's get our last card on the table here for you, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. Particularly if you're not going to be talking about it, but you could see a high priest or a high priestess doing a mantra, right? Maybe do it like while you're there. I do this shit all the time. You should have seen I guess you couldn't have seen the magic that I did at the New York City Pride Parade a couple of weekends ago. Woo! Yeah, my umbrella became a magical tool. Ella, Ella, Ella. Please take a nice deep breath. There's Nanny McPheeing all over the place. Still point. Ascended Masters, please override. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, please, beloved ones, one card in clarity for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross-Watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. What is the perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, the toxic to healthy, the fear to love in their work, career, vocation? Balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. It's about brain synchronicity. And it is about balance, obviously. I can be and do all at once. This is like the mindfulness mantra. Well, and certainly if this is going on, right? 9 of Blades in your third eye, just keeping you up all night. This could be helpful. I like this mantra. I can be and do all at once, because in the present moment, that laser-like focus of balancing the brain. I mean, Eastern meditations are sort of my favorite in that it's very complicated, but that doesn't mean they're easy. I can be and do all at once. Thank you. When the brain is balanced, you're no longer bouncing back and forth between being and doing. You allow each action to be expressed from a space of mindfulness, peace, and ease. Well, and I will say that stillness of being is really sort of there in the card of reversal, like the guide, like your vocation. Like, it feels like the being part is there, but the doing in your physical world is backed up because of that high priestess. It's just the bully part, right? In a balanced brain, each inner battle has been won, which makes it easier to navigate around those whose minds are still entrenched in conflict. From this space, you are able to do all that needs to be done while operating from your soul's natural state of being. Lovely. This mantra is ideal for reducing stress at work, being a more mindful parent, and increasing levels of accountability, like within your own self. Absolutely. Because it is saying, no, I'm going to be accountable. Because if my mind is all over in the past and in the future, I'm really not taken care of now. Right? And, oh yeah, I just came up with that. Isn't that good? Yeah, it's all me now. Right, so the balancing of the brain here. Now, I will recommend energy tapping, EFT, emotional freedom technique. There are sorts of brain balancers, just because earth signs. You know, we can think about it and read about it and pray and meditate and all that stuff, but we're earth signs. Sometimes we just need something physical, right? Something to ground it into the nervous system and the cell tissue, right? So a very, very interesting read for sure. And I will say, this is the rough one, right? Bully, but with 5 of Pentacles alone, but with that High Priestess in there, be still, be silent. No, be of compassion. She's the virgin of, she's the maiden of the maiden mother and crone, right? So that innocence, just stand there, right? Let it flow around you, but that's as a result of you being so in alignment. Definitely, this feels like this is your point of power, but definitely there's some stuff in between there with the career before it totally hits it into the lower chakras. Does that make sense? Comment if it does, please. Let's put it together in what we affectionately call a blessimation here on Joining the Circle Productions YouTube channel, etc. Combination of a blessing and a summation. At the end of said blessimation, it will be the end of the video, but I'm gonna hang around and chat a little bit as I release the Taurus Collective and talk about some cool stuff. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheon override. And let us end as we began. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross-Watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need in their vocation, that they embrace the representative of the divine within themselves, and with all the Maya as the representative of the divine within themselves in all their life, by surrendering, by letting go, by a reversal heart, third eye crown, surrendering their will, allowing new truth to come in and seeing things differently and lighting them up like the sun, a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser, certainly more golden spiritual power anchoring into physical form here, and so that they can be the best which that they can be, the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest which they could be in their career, applying their wisdom and their focus and their thought, perhaps in critical ways, in terms of some sort of ace of cups, love given, love received, an emotional seed, something along those lines, and maybe definitely getting to the heart of the matter in order to give that cup to themselves, receive it from another, or give to another, because there is definitely something going on, some intimidation going on in their work. Could be all within them, and that's okay too. Everybody's done it. And maybe they are bullying people and they're unaware of it, that they intimidate people, because that can happen too. That can be a blind spot. But more likely than not, it could be institutional. It could be financially bullying, as that Five of Pentacles. Something's being held back, or there's a closing of a door, or at least some kind of change that is just a change. But if they can really stay in that clear mode here, brought down from their vocation through their career and into their work, they can walk silently by of their own free will and of their own decision, because what they want is almost in their sights. They can get there, but what it's going to take to remove the obstacles is to decide to remove those obstacles. Shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, and that could be very much what they might be thinking about here. Allowing the magic of their own creativity to move them along while they balance the brain, because they can be and do all at once. And how much easier to allow the divine guidance that is all of our birthright, with every breath, with every step, with every second there is in our lifetimes, to breathe, to be, to act upon the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power that comes to them, to be the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest version of themselves in a golden timeline for this lifetime, for their well-being, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. Yay. It was good. I mean, granted, fly in the ointment. What you gonna do? Turd in the punch bowl? Bully in the office? It happens. It just certainly do. So, if you liked the reading, if it helped, and if you like the new music, oh, Janet Grace, I love this one so much. I love them all. I listen to them before I record. It gets stuck in my nervous system. I'm okay with it. Voluntary earworms. They hit the thumbs up, and subscribe if you want more of me, and hit the notification bell. You'll be told when there are different ways to hit the notification bell, whatever. Because over on Patreon, we don't have algorithms or any of that. No, you sign up for one of my levels of subscription, you get everything on that level of subscription. Since I started that level, we've been adding them as we've been going along. Seeker, human, hero, angel, witch, immortal, mystic, the god, goddess is the top tier. They get everything, but all of my subscribers get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discounts. And remember, Seeker and Human have a free 7-day free trial. If you want to check us out, it's okay. Bolt on day 6. I will understand, because I am here to help. And this is the fulfillment of my work, career, and vocation all in one go. And Patreon's a big part of that, and I love it so much. So even for yourself, maybe, even if you're not a participant in following or whatever that is, to start your own, because it really is quite the endeavor. I love it very much. So, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed. And if you want to book me for a private reading, how could I forget? There is a new video, booking private sessions with Mal. Explains how to do it. It's on my website too, drawingthecircle.com. Go to the store. You'll see spiritual counseling and reading packages. It's all written there. But the video, about 11 minutes, explains everything for you. How to book a private reading, a private session, a private whatever, with me, whether I travel, whether you come to me, which I'm not really doing right now, online, Zoom recorded, all of that. It's all explained there, and I think in a rather clear way. And as I think I said before, I've never turned anybody away because of lack of funds. Where there's a witch, there's a way. And I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've done so many work, career, vocation reads for people, and they've always benefited them. What they do with the information is none of my biz, right? But people come to me as an entrepreneur, myself as a president, right? Because that's my thing. I am the mystic artist president. That's my career vocation. But I don't get paid for the president or for the mystic. I get paid for the artist, the mystical art that you're seeing here. So believe me, I've been doing it long enough. I can resonate and I can understand. So book me if you like. Otherwise, Taurians, just keep going. I mean, the decision is yours. At least it's that, right? And that's pretty good. There's a lot you can do with that throat chakra. So I hear. So hang in there. I love you. And we're earth signs. We have to stick together. So hang in there. Heal. Face that bully. Hail. No matter where it is, inside or out. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.